Hey, all right, it's time to quilt this quilt, and I've already gotten started a little bit just so I can, kind of show you what we're doing. So we are going to custom quilt this together. And when I say custom quilt, I mean we're going to quilt the foreground one way and the background a different way. I'm going to be using this machine. This is a sit down long arm. So I know it's a long arm. I've got a lot of extra space here to make this a lot easier for me. But everything I'm doing, you can do on a domestic sewing machine. I'm still moving my quilt around underneath the needle the same way you do as a domestic. I don't have a frame or anything like that. So want to tell you about that. And let me give you a closer look at the quilting we're going to do. All right, here's you a better look at my setup. Don't get dizzy. I'm walking around with this camera. All right, so just to make sure that we are all on the same page. Foreground is everything like the star within the star and, that little soul block. All the white is your background. Now yours may be a different color, but it's still background and foreground. We're going to quilt in a particular order. We're going to quilt all of our foreground first, then we'll move to the background. And let me show you what I'm doing. Let me see if I can get you a good look. All right. That is what we're going to do. Now you don't have to quilt exactly the way I'm quilting, okay? You can do your own thing here. This is just meant to inspire you. But if you want to stick with what I'm doing, you're welcome to. All right, so what we're going to do first is we're going to start on the inside of all of our blocks, and then we're going to move to the outside, and we're going to get these guys, as we go around. When it comes to custom quilting like this by block, I like to start in the middle of my quilt. And then when we flip to background, I'll start probably in one of the corners of the quilt. And one of the things that I like to do on quilts, particularly like this, where there's a star, and they're a bigger star, right? Is I like to quilt this in mostly geometric and then flip to all my flourishings and flowers and feathers and tendrils and vines and leaves. I like to save that for the background. So that is a preference. Again, you are welcome to do this any way you want to. But we're going to start out with a flower. You do not have to do a flower. You could do a swirl. You could do anything you want here. You could do some geometric lines. You could do orange peel. I have done a lot of different things on these Soulshine quilts, but this time I'm going to be making a flower in the very center of them. Then we will stitch in the ditch, right? Then we'll stitch in the ditch of our star points, and then we'll stitch a 1/4 inch away from the ditch around our star points. Then we'll flip to stitching in the ditch around the outside of the star. Then we will stitch a 1/4 inch from the ditch on the inside of our star, getting that outline look there. So that's the plan. On the sole blocks, we're just going to stitch in the ditch on the inside and on the outside. Then we'll stitch a 1/4 inch from the ditch. All right. Again, feel free to do this any way you want to, but I just want you to know, what I'm doing. Let's talk about supplies. All right. So I'm going to be using this. Really matches those Calm and Content fabrics really well. This is kimono silk. Oh, I think it's 100 weight, but it could be 80 weight. I'm not 100%, but it's color 346. We have this in the shop. All right. I'll be using that. I've got micro quilter in my bobbin, and I say this a lot, but the reason I like micro quilter, which in the bobbin, which is 100 weight thread, is because it kind of disappears. Let me show you. Let me give you a look. All right. So the color, I always use the silver because the silver color kind of disappears into whatever I'm quilting. And you know, I don't want it to be the eye grabber on the back of the quilt. So that's why I always use micro quilter. Also, and you will see this more when we do our background quilting, is I like to do a lot of thread buildup, and I don't like the way it looks, you know, on the back of the quilt. So those are my thread choices, and those are my reasons for having those thread choices. All right. Now, if you were in the free motion quilting class with me, Quilt as Desired, I think that was this past December, January, maybe February, but for sure December, January. We learned how to maneuver our quilts around. I want to encourage you to take that class before you take this one, but you don't have to. But, you know, I really went into detail about how to move. I'm not going to be doing as much of that in this class, but I am going to show you or expand on that class with moving a giant quilt, because moving a giant quilt is a lot different than moving those 14-inch squares, right? This is going to be, you know, a beast to quilt, and I'm looking forward to it. But so we will touch on moving, but as far as those beginner skills where you know, you don't have to bury your thread, you bring your needle up and down, you know, go over it a few times to secure. I'm not going to be like harping on that. Okay? So we're moving to the second phase of free motion quilting, and that's, you know, doing it on a quilt. So that's what this is about. Now, we quilt different quilts different ways for different reasons. This quilt, I really like quilting these type of quilts where you've got your distinct foreground and your distinct background, and you can quilt those in two different ways. There's other quilts like this one, or even that one on the bottom, where, I mean, that one has your foreground and your background, yes, but it's very tiny. Everything, the stars are so tiny that I would never custom quilt a quilt like that and a quilt like that. I kind of just doodle all over those kind of quilts, okay? So this one is different because you've got, you know, you've got a space for that custom quilting to really shine here. Whereas on a quilt like that, I wouldn't take the time to do that. So that's why I'm just kind of letting you know that. All right. Another thing that we did not learn in the Quilt as Desired class that we will be learning here is ruler quilting. All right, now let me put my camera up and let me show you this. All right, ruler quilting involves taking a free motion quilting ruler. Look how thick that is. That is a 1/4 inch thick. And using this ruler in my hands to move in straight lines. This is how I make my ditch quilting, and then the 1/4 inch from the ditch nice and neat, although you will notice inconsistencies and errors. Okay, so you know, give yourself grace and give me some grace. It's not always a perfect situation, but it does help me get straight lines. You are of course welcome to do this with your feed dogs up, you know, doing it that way. But when I'm free motion quilting and I want to do some straight lines mixed in with some, flowers and stuff, I always go to this. You do need a special foot. So this is your typical free motion quilting foot, right? You cannot use this with that ruler. Instead, you have to get a ruler foot. Look how thick that is. Pushing those together, going to keep your machine not broken, because this will slide right up under there and you're going to end up with a real big problem. So I want to tell you that if you're going to do this ruler work with me, have one of these and have one of these, or get on your domestic machine and do the straight line stuff there, then come back to free motion quilt with your feed dogs up. So if you want to do it that way, you're welcome to. I'm going to do everything here and then show you how to ruler quilt. Okay. This is not easy for a first timer. My first work was incredibly sloppy. It takes a lot of practice to get decent at holding the quilt, holding the ruler, and moving everything together. I mean, it just does. But let me give you just a little preview at what we're doing in the next lesson. I'm not going to drop my needle, but what we'll do is I'll have certain places that I want to make these lines. I will hold the ruler in a very particular way with both of my fingers, and I'm pushing against that foot. Okay, I'm pushing against it. At the same time, I will move just like this, and that is how I get straight lines while free motion quilting. So that's what we're doing. It's going to be a lot of work, but it's going to be fun and beautiful work, hopefully. I already really like the way I've got my stars going on. When we flip to background in another lesson, I'm going to really just doodle. So let me just give you like a little preview. Something like this is what I'm thinking for doodling. I really, really love the foreground and the background quilted differently. It's not for every quilt, but it is for quilts like this one. And what you'll get when it gets completed, and depending on how you quilt your background, if you're going to do exactly what I'm doing, then what's going to happen is we've got this minimal quilting happening on our foreground, and we've got dense quilting happening on our background. And it'll give a raised or puffier look to our stars, which make them kind of pop out of the quilt a little bit. It is really, really pretty, and I really love it. So anyway, that's it. That's your overview. Let's get started quilting our foreground.